This is breaking news. Fednow is live with 35 banks. America now has 2 instant payment systems. Fednow, operated by the Federal Reserve, went live this morning. It runs in parallel to RTP, the 5-year-old real-time payment system operated by the clearinghouse. So far, 35 banks have signed up as early adopters of Fednow, including JP Morgan, Chase, Wells Fargo, but notably not including Citigroup or Bank of America. That number is rather lower than Fed led us to believe as recently as June. The U.S. Treasury is also signed up as an early adopter of Fednow. Some 353 banks and credit unions have signed up for RTP. In order to use either service, both the sending and receiving bank need to be signed up for the system. All right, let's go ahead and look into real quick what this does. Okay, Fednow is basically an instant payment system or a platform similar to things such as Cash App, but it's just backed by the federal government. All right, and you don't sign up for it in person. Your banks sign up for it. Okay, what this allows them to do is instant transaction settlements, 24/7, 365 available transfers, and instant payment confirmation for both the sender and the recipient. This is a closer step to a completely digital payment system, and if you haven't heard, a lot of prominent figures that are owners or creators of Cash App and founders of things like that all of a sudden, end up deceased. Eventually they're going to want this to go to one instant payment system that these people are going to have to go through. All right, so check out this other report or this video that came out by a guy that spoke on what should follow after this very thing that just took place. Check it out.
U.S. currency will no longer be the reserve currency of the world. Put a law in place back in 2008. They snuck it in, a big, 10,000 page bill where the banks could seize the depositors' and creditors' deposits. So people are asking me what's going on with the U.S. dollar. I'm sure most of you are aware by now. If you're not, go ahead and let you in on it. The dollar's going away. The U.S. currency will no longer be the reserve currency of the world. We will put in what's called a CBDC, which is a programmable digital currency. They've been working on that for several years. Another name for it is Biden bucks, some people are calling it. So cash is going away. And if you've not been made aware up till now, if you've not seen any news reports, because the media is mainly blacking this out, so you don't really know what's going on. But all the leaders around the world are telling everyone to dump the dollar, and their citizens are following suit. So what that's going to do is just destroy the value of our currency. It will go to basically zero, just like Venezuela. If you want to see what's going to happen here, look at what happened to Venezuela when its dollar collapsed or its currency collapsed. That's exactly what's coming here. So everyone needs to be aware of this. They also, in another component, put a law in place back in 2008. They snuck it in, a big, 10,000 page bill where the banks could seize the depositors' and creditors' deposits, and there's no guarantee or even law that says they have to give it back. So this is already happening in other countries around the world. Banks are being burnt to the ground, and the media has a complete blackout on it. So that's how you know it's something they don't want you knowing about. They want you to be unaware of what's coming. So here's what I'll give you a timeline, okay? In July, they will roll out what's called the Fednow system. Now, that is basically a payment processing system similar to PayPal or something like that. So from now on, right after that, they'll implement the digital currency. They'll crash the dollar, and then they'll let chaos reign for a few months. I don't know, a few weeks, few months, who knows? I can't tell you exactly how long it'll take, but they need rioting to go on. They need stores to be empty, which that'll only take 3 days after the dollar collapses. You're going to need to have 3 months of food, water, necessary supplies, because stores will empty out very quickly. Think back to when the COVID scam was going on and how fast people rushed and emptied out stores. Okay, well, now just imagine money getting cut off. You have no access. The banks are closed. They will not reopen during this. There's no ATMs that will work. You're just out of cash. There'll be looting. There'll be rioting. It's going to be crazy for a little bit, and they need that. They need that chaos going on so they can force you into the digital dollar system, okay? The programmable digital currency. Now, that's horrible for a lot of reasons. One, they can tell you where you can spend your money, when you can spend it, how much you can spend. They can penalize and take money straight out of your bank account if they don't like what you're saying or doing on social media, or if they tell you to do something like take more shots and you refuse. So if they want to give you more shots and you refuse, they can just shut off your money. Just turn it off like a light switch. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you guys have no clue. Well, a lot of people, let me say that. A lot of people have no clue what this means and how much control they're going to have over everything you do or say. It's going to be bad. However, it's probably gone too far to stop at this point. I've been telling people this for a couple of years now. Other people have been trying to tell people and wake people up. It's not worked. Everybody's asleep. Everybody's focused on, what the mainstream media is talking about on any given day, all these crises they keep creating to distract your attention on what's going on here. So it is what it is at this point. Once the Fednow system goes in place in July, it's going to go full online in July. Okay? Once that happens, at some point between now and the end of the year, they are going to crash everything. It'll be the worst crash in human history. However, it's going to take phases for them to completely crash it. Okay? So the first thing they got to do is put the Fednow system in place. Then they have to put the digital currency in place. That'll happen after, I don't know, a month, 2 months of chaos going on, rioting, all that kind of stuff. When people are just literally at their wits' end, then the government will come out and say, okay, we figured out a way to let things go back to normal. We're going to implement this digital currency system. It's much more stable than the fiat currency. And if you want to get some of your money back that was seized by the banks, the evil banks, and they're all in on it together, you guys got to start waking up to the fact that all of this stuff, governments, banks, everything is owned on the planet by 13 families. They hide behind the scenes. They use shell corporations, things of that nature, asset protection, to where it's very difficult to track who's behind it all. But the governments, those are just puppets. They don't have any power. All these wars and everything, they control it all on both sides. Okay? They fund both sides. They're profiting off this misery and death and sickness and all this stuff. It's just a game. And people need to wake up to that fact. It's all just scripts. And like a movie, it's basically professional wrestling playing out on a global scale, where they have a script, you got good guys, you got bad guys in front of the camera. Behind the scenes, they're all hanging out, getting drunk, and becoming trillionaires off of our misery and suffering. So this has been going on for thousands of years. It's going to keep going on until we stand up and put a stop to it.
Shalom, shalom. First off, we give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Yahweh being the true name for every Father, Yahushai being the name for his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, who tells us truth and will well, and scientists who reflect pushing his truth and honesty and sincerity. It's Brother Yahushua, come to listen, spirit power, Yahweh Yahushai, give you another update, end times, and events. Breaking news, the Fednow system is up and running. And the second video I showed was the guy speaking about what's to come. And that video was shared 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago, he was speaking about it. Okay? So he says it right here. Hold on, Salakia. Replay it real quick. Hold on, listen. Again, he uploaded this, this was shared on social media. I uploaded this lesson 4 weeks ago, a month ago. And he said that the Fednow system was going to roll out in July. Here it is in July, and it's rolled out. And what he describes is going to follow after is stages of collapse. The collapse is coming, man. Check it out.
They snuck it in, a big, 10,000 page bill, where the banks could seize the depositors' and creditors' deposits, and there's no guarantee or even law that says they have to give it back. So this is already happening in other countries around the world. Banks are being burnt to the ground, and the media has a complete blackout on it. So that's how you know it's something they don't want you knowing about. They want you to be unaware of what's coming. So here's what I'll give you a timeline, okay? In July, they will roll out what's called the Fednow system. Now, that is basically a payment processing system similar to PayPal or something like that. So from now on, right after that, they'll implement the digital currency. They'll crash the dollar, and then they'll let chaos reign for a few months. I don't know, a few weeks, few months, who knows? I can't tell you exactly how long it.
Okay, there you have it. And check out this other post that was shared. It was shared. It says, breaking, Joe Biden announces that the U.S. dollar will now become cryptocurrency. Now, this was all over the internet. They're saying, fact checkers, that this is false, that he was just talking about how the government is basically going to be researching and establishing digital currency. And I have that article pulled up as well. This is from the whitehouse.gov, wh.gov. Fact sheet, President Biden to sign executive order on ensuring responsible development of digital assets. Okay, he's just basically telling them, create digital assets or digital money and make sure it's right. Now, is it specifically going to be saying that they're going to go to a cryptocurrency? No, it doesn't say, but it says digital assets, which cryptocurrencies fall in the same category. So basically, that's still true. They're coming up with a digital asset that they're going to create, a specific form of digital currency, which the guy just shared that. Okay, the Fednow system, as the lady broke down and explained to it, is just a platform or the technology they use to transfer different money to make sure it happens quicker. The actual digital currency itself is also being created. So you're going to have this roll out. So if you have a digital currency, that means they're going to do away with the physical dollar. They're going to collapse the dollar, man. Hey, shit is about to get very, very real very, very soon. Okay? Another article. It says WEF says CBDCs must be put under your skin if you want to participate in society. Now, they just talked about this, man. Digital currency, right? CBDC, central bank digital currency. Didn't Biden just say, hey, they're going to work on establishing a digital currency and the U.S. government is owned by the central banks? Okay. Now, there's another fact checker article that came out about this. Okay. And it says falsely claims WF wants to, which is the World Economic Forum, wants to put the things underneath people's skin. They're saying that's false. However, it's a person that says Richard Warner has spoken about it. It's basically saying that he heard that they said that they are going to do it. So it's a he said, she said. But basically, when you put on the pieces together and it's all building up, it's coming to this, man. It's coming to this. Revelation 13 and 16 will come to pass. There will be a mark of the beast. Okay? The MOTB. They're going to roll out with it. There's nothing that people can do to stop it. They're trying to wordplay it. They say they didn't say this. They didn't say this, just to calm down the masses of mentally preparing for it. They want controlled chaos, not uncontrolled chaos, okay? And they want to establish order out of the chaos that they're going to create. So, of course, they're going to send stuff like this saying, oh, that's not going to happen, that's not going to happen. But it's really happening underneath your very eyes. Okay? At the end of the day, this tech you're seeing on the screen, it will come out. And it eventually will be made mandatory. And this technology is used for what? Society, business, technology. This is what's going to be on it. Access to your internet, your ID, your identification, your cell phone, your home security, your medical information, and big time making purchases. Your money is all going to be on that device, man. And this is straight out of the scriptures. It's coming to pass. Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. What is the vision that's supposed to happen at an appointed time? Is this vision. Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. And the reason why I said charagma, I know you see the English word that's there. The real word charagma is there because that's where it was translated from the Greek. Okay? And we can get the definition of charagma. Okay? It says a stamp and a printed mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. Thing carved in sculpture, graver work. Okay? And it also comes from the word charex, which means basically a rampart or stake placed underneath, or an incision underneath the skin. So when you look at how the device is administered, right here, it also means the bite of a snake, which look how the snake's tooth is identical to, this device at the bottom of the screen that you see there. So they're coming out with it, man. This is it. This is it. And it has the technology on it to do all the things we just mentioned. Buying or selling. And that's going to get to the next part of the precept. This is talking about how it's administered in this precept, where it's administered, and let's go into the capabilities next. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had it, or the name of it, or the number of his name. So there you go, man. You can't make a purchase unless you have it, or the name of it, or the number of his name. That's it. So a capability, you cannot buy or sell. And so what's going on to what the guy is talking about? That digital currency that's coming out is going to be placed on this device that's referencing Revelation 13 and 16 and 17. So these articles, man, they're not very far-fetched. They're going into development of it, and the guy's on point in the video that we just shared. He's on point with this, man. His prediction so far is lining up. So, hey, now's the time where your faith is going to be tested.
Timeline, okay? In July, they will roll out what's called the Fednow system. Now, that is basically a payment processing system similar to PayPal or something like that. So from now on, right after that, they'll implement the digital currency. They'll crash the dollar, and then is basically a payment processing system similar to PayPal or something like that. So from now on, right after that, they'll implement the digital currency. They'll crash the dollar.
They'll implement the digital currency, and they'll crash the dollar. And you see posts like this, and you see articles from the government like this. The digital currency is going to be implemented. They're going to crash the dollar. Everybody in the United States is about to be broke all of a sudden. Think of the chaos that is on the way. We almost out of here, man. Call all Yahweh Shem Shai for the prophecies of Yahweh Shem Shai being fulfilled and coming to pass. Once this happens, you're going to have them roll out what we read in Revelation. It says that he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. So this is going to happen. Once they come out with that, World War III will go into full-blown effect. They will crash the dollar. Jacob's trouble will be on and popping. Build up your faith, man. Get ready, brothers and sisters, man. We're about to really be tried and tested. This is Revelation 18 and 17. For in 1 hour, so great riches has come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off. They will crash it, man. Babylon will fall. So what you've been investing in, this truth, The Lord is about to collect, and see how much investment you gave, on whether or not He's going to give you the intervention, the divine intervention you need to survive. Faith is going to be really tested. Pray and fast, anoint yourselves, and get ready for this ride, man. It's about to be a rough one. So, Lord's will is us is edifying. I'm going to close out and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, taught us truth and will well. And citation, hopefully, pushing us truth and honest sincerity. Shalom, above the ball.